Hey there, I am Dex the Music Geek. Sometimes a legendary artist has a quirky, over-adventurous lead single that is not well received by radio or her fans. This can become an unfair bias to any successive singles from that album, especially when that follow-up single becomes a massive hit elsewhere and not in the US. Today I will discuss how Chain Reaction from Diana Ross should have been a hit. The best and easiest way to describe Diana Ross is that she was the very first diva. She was Beyonce before Beyonce, and the Supremes were Destiny's Child before Destiny's Child. Forming in 1959 and originally known as the Primettes, with 4 members, the Supremes signed with Motown Records in 1962 as a trio consisting of Diana Ross, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard, who had been replaced in 1967 by Cindy Birdsong when the group was renamed Diana Ross and the Supremes. The group, which is the most successful female group of all time, had 12 number 1 hits before Diana Ross left in 1970 to have a solo career. Throughout the 70s and 80s, she had 20 top 20 hits, including 6 that became number 1 classics: Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Touch Me in the Morning, Do You Know Where You're Going To, Love Hangover, Upside Down, and Endless Love. Diana had remained with Motown up until 1980, and then she signed with RCA in 81, but went back to Motown in 89. During her RCA years, she released her 15th studio album in 1985 titled Eaten Alive. This album was primarily written and produced by Barry Gibb. The lead single was the title track, in which, in addition to Barry Gibb, was co-written by Michael Jackson. Both of them contributed backing vocals to the song. Before I move forward, I have to reiterate that Barry Gibb and Michael Jackson collaborated on a song, and I'm pretty sure this is the only time those two legends have worked together. So, all of this notorious talent and the song tanked. While the song Eaten Alive did manage to peak at number 3 on the dance chart and number 10 on the R&B chart, it didn't climb higher than 77 on the Hot 100. It didn't fare well internationally either. The song did become a top 20 hit in Sweden, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. However, it stalled at number 71 in England and number 81 in Australia. In my opinion, the song was trying way too hard to sound modern. The production does scream 1985. The chorus is very catchy, but the rest of the song is just so awkward. So time for the second single, which was the Motown-sounding Chain Reaction. This should have been a hit. It also should have been the first single and not the second. Chain Reaction is such a Diana Ross song that it boggles my mind on how it was ignored. Well, at least here in the States. The song hit number 1 in England, Ireland, and Australia, where it spent 3 weeks on the top of the chart and became its biggest hit of 1986. It also peaked at number 3 in New Zealand and number 4 in South Africa. Here in the US, it performed horrendously and stopped at number 95. The label was sure this song could do better, and a special single remix was created. The song charted better, well, barely, only to number 66 in 1986. Look, I can understand the lead single of Eaten Alive might have caused some hesitation to put the next single in rotation. But did radio programmers even listen to Chain Reaction? This song was such a perfect Motown-sounding song with an 80s flair. The Motown sound and Diana Ross are synonymous. If there was ever a song that would have been a hit for a certain singer, Chain Reaction for Diana Ross was it. While the original version is fantastic and could have done well on its own, the special single remix, which contains a bridge and a breakdown that is not on the original version, gives the song a nice kick that should have made radio jump all over it. It's a great toe-tapping song that builds all the way to the end. The music video, which has the original version, has Diana in different scenarios and different outfits performing the song, while the production team seems to be in awe of her electric presence on the screen. By the way, she was 41 at the time and she still looked amazing. Right now, she's 77 and she looks pretty good. Because the album was mainly written and produced by Barry Gibb, I decided to listen to the entire album. I mean, it's Barry Gibb. I had to hear it. Well, it's an odd album. Side 1 is It does contain all 3 singles, but aside from Chain Reaction, it's kind of hit or miss. However, Side 2, which had no singles released from it, was miles better than Side 1. I can hear the perfect collaboration between Barry and Diana. Any song from Side 2, especially Crime of Passion and I Love Being in Love with You, could have made this a huge album for her. It is unfortunate that this album began her downturn of her career. Her last top 10 and top 40 hit, Missing You, was from her previous album, Swept Away. And even though she continued to release music, she never had another top 40 hit. Had the right songs been released from Eaten Alive, she could have extended her hit-making career. Please check out Chain Reaction. I think you will be surprised that it wasn't bigger than it was. Also, please check out her entire catalog, both solo and with the Supremes. I mean, there's nothing like good, smooth Motown music. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace and love, and until next time, remember, music produces a kind of pleasure which human nature cannot do without. Take care!